We're Roger and Michelle, living our dream of a live-aboard life. We flew to Greece, bought a Jeannot Sun Odyssey 45, and named her Sea of Gold. So here we are, sailing Sea of Gold and taking on the Mediterranean. In this episode, we're desperate to get to Poros and get our fridge fixed and thought our electrical issues were solved. So what is going on? It's the end of July, so we're also sharing our July expenses. Spetses is a car-free island serviced regularly by ferries from the port of Poros. During the early 18th century, Spetses developed into a significant naval power, dominating the major shipping routes of the Mediterranean. Our anchorage, Zagormia, is a large bay with crystal clear azure waters and an absolute oasis.
When dropping the hook, we usually swim out to check that the anchor is set. On occasion, like today, it's not set well and lying on a bed of rock. So we pick up the anchor and drop it again. Here, it's perfectly set in a bed of sand and we can enjoy our stay without worry.
The vibrant port town of Raymarine sits on the Aegean Sea. During the Classic era, it was well known for its shipbuilders and also for the production of porphyra, a very important red dye used for the coloring of the uniforms of many armies, including that of Alexander the Great. Here, we take advantage of the opportunity to reprovision at a proper grocery store before moving on to Poros. Poros is a small Greek island pair in the Saronic Gulf with direct ferry service to the port of Piraeus, about 31 nautical miles north, making Poros a popular weekend destination for cruisers and Athenians. This port is the largest and safest port in the Saronic Gulf. With a large and irregular-shaped town quay that follows its shoreline, choosing to moor at the town quay comes with some challenges. Dozens of boats depart in the morning and dozens more arrive throughout the day and into the evening, all dropping their anchors 50 to 80 meters out before backing in to tie stern to cleats on the boardwalk. We do our best to line ourselves up in front of our spot before dropping our anchor and have yet to hook someone else's. But invariably, anchors do hook other anchors or chains, and many are laid atop of others. Once settled and before we say goodbye to our good friends John and Fev, we explore, walk Poros's charming streets and boardwalk, and dine out on delicious traditional Greek food.
Boy, you're an ugly one, aren't you?
The Poros ferries also produce a surge felt throughout the quay, a reminder to be mindful of our passerelle.
See, it never looks. Whoa. That's good on film.
Is there a ferry coming through? Is that why? Sorrel's gonna. Oh my god.
Hold that up.
Yes. Yes, we will.
We came into the Poros town quay Friday morning because the fridge guy was supposed to come and have a look at the fridge and see what parts he needs. So we booked a spot here for 2 days. He hasn't shown up yet, but it is 40 degrees and quite warm, and he's very busy, probably helping out restaurants and stuff like that. So Saturday this morning, the wind picks up, blowing 20 knots right on our nose. So we're being pushed against the dock. So I go to use the windlass to pull ourselves forward, give us a little extra space. Click, nothing. So a little bit of a, you know what show was going on? Boats were leaving, pulling everybody's anchor up, and boats were everywhere. We got hit twice. So it was like, great, if they pull up my anchor, I can't pull up the chain because I don't have a windlass. I thought getting an alternator was the solution to my electrical problems. Nah, it's not. When we're driving all the time, all the batteries were fully charged, so the alternator certainly charged everything up. But then we used the windlass a lot to stern tie to the dock, and then we stayed for a couple of days. And we go to use it, absolutely nothing, no power. So I said, I'll just replace the batteries then. So I bought 2 new batteries, and I changed the batteries, still dead. So I start taking things apart and tracing wires. It ends up the windlass is not on the thruster battery bank. The thruster battery bank is fully charged. So I'll have to replace those batteries or put the originals back and try to find extra batteries, because there's somewhere on the boat there's a dead battery and I don't know where that is. And this is what I'm going through. Let's have a look.
We are ripping apart absolutely everything, and we have to sort this out.
Is that the royal we?
That is the royal we.
So this is where the thruster lives, and those are the 2 batteries, brand new batteries I put in there, which actually there was no need to put new ones in because the old ones on the floor are just fine. Up here, that's the windlass motor. And those wires, I looked here and I thought they went down and into this battery bank. They don't. They go up into the roof and they head to the back of the boat. So somewhere between there and the termination is a dead battery. So we have to track that down. In the meantime, our beautiful stateroom is a mess.
But you found something.
Oh yes, I found a secret compartment over here. Like that. A couple life jackets. Some safety lines. There's a heater in there. And a brand new go bag still in the package. And we thought maybe we would put a spare dinghy in here, but I don't think it's going to fit. There's a dead battery in the back stateroom. So I isolated it because it was burning up. And then I said, well, when I get a chance, I'll put a new battery in. Well, here's my chance, because I'm still having windlass problems. Wouldn't it be a joke if that battery that was burning up is actually the source of the windlass problem? So that will be the next stage. Put one of these new batteries in there, and I'm trial and error now because, I always had a theory and it sounded sound, but ended up not to be true. So we'll trial and error it. So I've disconnected everything, the ground, positive, and whatever this powers, but it's a good thing I did, 'cause look how corroded that is. I have to clean that up before we put it back on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to say it or not, but I think the electrical issues are resolved. It ends up, I was wrong.
You were wrong?
Yes. I thought the cutlass and the thrusters were on the same battery bank.
The cutlass? I mean, you can be forgiven since, pick apart.
Yeah. I thought the windlass and the thrusters were on the same battery bank. Just trying to trace the wires, and they disappear off in no land. Didn't think there was another battery. I found a battery later on, which was melting. So I disconnected that. I totally disconnected that battery from the system so it wouldn't cause us grief. Well, inadvertently, it did cause us grief because that's the battery that the windlass is hooked up to. So I kept having to jump the windlass all the time, most of the time, and which was annoying. But now I hooked up the new battery to that burnt out battery post, and the windlass works, and the thrusters work, and the engine started. And when we started the engine, I went and I tested each battery bank to make sure the voltage increased, so that the alternator is charging all the battery banks that I've identified so far. So, touch wood, this should be the end of our electrical issues.
We have no fridge, so I've made a coconut curry hummus that does not need refrigeration, although if you could, it would be that much better. I blended together 2 cups of chickpeas, 2 tablespoons coconut oil, a 1/3 cup extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons tahini, 2 tablespoons pure honey, 1 teaspoon each garlic powder, curry powder, and black pepper, and a pinch of salt. Serving with some vegetables, I just picked these red peppers and cucumbers up at the market. Okay, whenever you're ready, go for it.
How should I start?
However you want. Cucumber is your favorite vegetable.
Yes. That's friggin' delicious.
Is it? I'm so glad after that disastrous one the last time.
Uh-huh.
Over the next week, we go back and forth between the Anchorage and the town quay, often just for the day, as our fridge gets fixed and Spiros, the local Chambly contact, helps us get Sea of Gold sorted. Many services will be shuttered for the month of August as residents take their holidays, and it's the end of July, so we may have trouble getting things shipped here before September. We top up our water tanks for 7.5 euros, and just in the nick of time, as due to extreme heat and an ongoing drought, the local government authority has declared there will be no more water provided to visiting yachts. As we buy more bottled water for drinking, we notice the local grocery store has doubled its price.
Hey, I'm keeping it real. Call me happy. Water boy. When I'm standing by the fridge, I love opening the door, getting a nice cold drink. Now I can. Yay! The fridge guy came. He it was almost 2 hours here. He had a couple of helpers with him, and he replaced whatever he had to do. Fridge is working like a charm, and it was only 150 euros.
You want to fix the collar on that shitty shirt?
That time of month again. July expenses total 2,100 euros. It wasn't all that bad. Food 434. We did go out a little bit with John and Fev, 180 euros. Fuel 419. This is the first time we fueled up the boat, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what our burn rate is. So more to come on that. Mooring, we went to the dock as well as we're on the hard, kind of doubled up in July, so that's why it's pretty pricey. Shouldn't be nearly that going forward. Repairs 190. That is mostly the fridge. Thankfully that's working again. And then travel, that was mostly the surprise staying on our boat on the hard bill. Why not? And then finally, other items. Cruising permit, 120 euros. That's how much it costs to cruise these wonderful waters per month, and worth every penny. Bug spray, 60 euros.
60?
60 euros. Bug spray comes in cans about that big and about that big around. And each one is 14 euros.
Wow.
And that'll last Michelle maybe 2 nights?
Maybe 3.
Maybe 3.
Yeah.
So it's really expensive. So best to source that from Canada. And then finally, miscellaneous, 40 euros. That's probably cleaning supplies, stuff like that. But all in all, 2,100 euros for the month. I think we're going to probably average about 2,000 euros a month. This is just operating expenses, how much we had to spend on the boat to get it up and running. Well, that'll be another video, and you'll just see how expensive buying a boat and what the amount you have to add to a boat to make it yours.
Yeah. Do you see anything in there?
No. But I do smell something. It's not battery acid. It's a smell. I
Yeah.
wonder what the propane smells like.
Oh, is the propane off?
Well, I just turned it on. But I'm gonna just turn on gas, see what it smells like. Because I don't think it's regular propane.
Going to snort some gas.
Want to see what it smells like? Because we're getting a mysterious smell somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not quite battery acid smell, because we smell it even when it's not being charged.
It's true, and it's not really electric either. Like, it's not your
electrical
typical
smell.
electric
It's an
smell.
odd smell. So the only thing new on this boat is the type of gas we have. I don't think they use propane. I think they use like butane or something like that. So let's see what it smells like. Could be that.
Let me smell.
Okay.
No, I just got a real big whiff here. A real big whiff.
So the only big whiff of anything was the gas that we had put on.
But it smells different from what I sniffed.
I don't get it.
What do you mean?
We have a really nice Axiom Pro 12 chart plotter. The maps are gone.
What do you mean they're gone?
They're gone. They didn't come up, so I looked into where the map lists all the maps you have. Nothing. We do not have charts on our chart plotter, and I have no idea where they are.
But we had charts on our chart plotter.
Oh yeah, they worked when we got here. I don't get it. They're just gone.
They can't be gone.
They are. They're just not there. Chalk that one up with the dinghy engine doesn't work either.
Next time on Sailing Sea of Gold, how long will our water last us, and can we get more? What's with the mystery smell, and who jacked our charts?